No, that person didn't call that person the N-word. That person called Sonny. I know you're going to get upset. That person called you or that person a nigger. They didn't say the N-word. I know you're going to get upset. That person called you or that person a nigger. They didn't say the person called Sonny. I know you're going to get upset. That person called you or that person a nigger. They didn't say the N-word. Sonny, I know you're going to get upset. That person called you or that person a nigger. They didn't say the N-word.
As journalists,
that you, as an
African-American man, is going to use that word.
Of course, because we're using it.
And you should know that.
Yo, out of line, sir. You are out of line. So see, when he loses his job, I'm kind of like, I don't really,
Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's okay. It's okay. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Yeah, take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat. Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. It's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Yeah, take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat. I ain't never really wanna flex my gifts, but I think it's my time. Let me check my wrist. You can never dim my shine. I'ma keep on grinding till I reach the top.
It made me want to go back and say, you know what? Was my read wrong on Don Lemon? Was my read wrong? Was there more did I maybe if I listened to some of his stuff with fresh ears and eyes, maybe, I'll have a slightly different opinion. So I went back and I found some clips. I found some news and fair use, and I believe this is okay to use. This is news. So, but I don't know if you got
the president right to use that word.
I don't think so. I will tell you that I was.
Shout out to her. I think her name is Sunny Austin. Shout out to her.
Surprised. I was
would have loved to catch her when she was younger and when she was in her prime.
Shocked. I was disappointed.
Damn,
I think language matters, especially when that language is coming from the leader of the world, the president of the United States, especially as an African-American man. I think what it does, quite frankly, Wolf, is give people the feeling that they too can use it. We hear that argument being made oftentimes, well, rappers use it, so I can use it too. And I think that the president was sort of ill-advised in thinking that he was either going to be provocative or be instructive and nuanced, because we all know he's a wordsmith. We know that he chooses his words carefully. So I don't think this was an accidental use of the term, but it now opens.
And then just to give everyone a little bit of context, this is after President Obama dropped the N-bomb in one of his addresses. I don't know whether it was like for shock value, whether he wanted to seem like one of the guys or what his intent was, but he dropped it. And it, it's just, I don't know, it's kind of inappropriate for a president to do, but whatever, especially seeing as how, how I feel about that particular word, but let's
opens
continue.
Up the field for others using it. And in fact, on our very network, Wolf, you know that this term was not used. It wasn't something that journalists could use, and it wasn't something that we aired on our network. But now, because the president said it, I have heard that word, a very hurtful word, right, over and over and over
that's
again.
Not right.
Just today. It is right.
That's
it is right.
Ooh, there's an interruption. There's an interruption. He chimed in and interrupted her in the middle of her statement, he's about to defend the youth dude is about to do.
Right. No, I disagree with you. We have been able to use that word on this network for the entire 9 years that I've been here.
We haven't done it.
We haven't done it. I've used it. I've done it the entire time that I've been here. And the guidance has been, if the anchor is comfortable saying the word, the anchor can say the word on this network. That has been the guidance.
Don, we had a correspondent a couple of years ago, and I've been here for 6-7 years.
But the correspondent said,
and that correspondent was not was reprimanded for using that term.
No, she was not. She was reprimanded for using an expletive, not for using that word.
Oh, reprimanded for using an expletive, not the N-word. An expletive, not the N-word, because the N-word is not an expletive. Expletive don't count. It's like, because you take the ER off and then you put the A on and it's different. It's not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's like thunder and thunder, right? It's different. It's not the same. It's like tiger and tiger. right? Shout out to Hootsie. It's different.
And on top of that, we're the only ones who get to use both of them.
Yeah. It's different. Asshole.
That's even worse, Don, because that means that using an expletive is worse than using a racial epithet.
But it's not. She was using the no. If she was on television calling someone that word, then yes, she should be suspended for it. But if she's on television using that word in context as to what someone said or what was used in a court of law or what have you, then no one should be suspended for that. We should not sanitize that word by saying this person called such and such the N-word. No, that person didn't call that person the N-word. That person called Sonny. I know you're going to get upset. That person called you or that person a nigger. They didn't say the N-word. I know you're going to get upset. That person called you or that person a nigger. They didn't say the person called Sonny. I know you're going to get upset. That person called you or that person a nigger. They didn't say the N-word. Sonny, I know you're going to get upset. That person called you or that person a nigger. They didn't say the N-word.
As journalists, that you, as an African-American man, is going to use that word.
Of course, because we're using it.
And you should know that.
The fact that she is checking him on this is out of line. Yo, out of line, sir. You are out of line. So see, when he loses his job, I'm kind of like, I don't really, I don't really. But this was like 7-8 years ago. Let's continue.
I do know that. I have said the entire time that I've been here, I don't think we should bastardize a word. I don't think it should be used freely in songs over and over again.
You shouldn't use it at all.
If you're using it in context of a
Thank you, Sonny. Salute to her. I'm gonna use this clip over and over and over again.
And it is relevant. You should be able to say it. In fact, I encourage people to say it because I think you should hear
encouraging people to use a racial
because you should hear the impact of the word. No, I'm not encouraging people to call people the N-word. I'm using it historically. If I'm a journalist, journalists are part of the record. It is our job to convey the truth and to tell people reality.
It's not our job to realize that there are certain words that should not be used. It shouldn't be used
if you're calling someone.
Our conscience, to use our journalistic conscience to make sure that we do not use words that are offensive.
Shout out to Sonny, man. Shout out to Sonny. Broken Blade, what are your thoughts on that, sir? What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Mixed feelings about this. Need a bit more context because there's like in general, yes, I hate this word. A word I don't like hearing much. But on the other side, I guess playing devil's advocate here. I do roll my eyes a lot when I hear a lot of like left-wing people trying to get rid of all of these old books, like Huck Finn, and all the because it has the N-word in it, and they're trying to get rid of it. And it's just for years, even more so now, it feels less like they're trying to put something like put our ugly past behind us, and more like Karen Hill and Goodfellas. The police had to do it. They're flushing the big coke down the toilet. Like they just like it feels like a desperate bid to hide what's been done in this country, what's still being done in this country. Yeah. So to an extent, I kind of agree where he's coming from. Like, don't hide the ugliness of what this country is really about.
Yeah. I get exactly where you're coming from. I think it's like, again, it's like this. It's being like the use of it, the regular use of it should be completely, you know what I'm saying, like done away with, right? But then obviously historically, what is done is done. It is what it is. You shouldn't scrub that part. But you see how he was like playing in the middle, right? It's like, oh, well, I should report it if that's the word that should be used. And you know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, it should be done. And then if it, obviously in like classic novels or whatever, or history books. It is what it is, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about current speeches and current things going on currently now, and it's inappropriate for him to put that in his speech now. And it was just interesting how he was like flying cover. Welcome to the broadcast.
Him dropping the hard R, one for shock value is an eye roll. And the line with encouraging people, like encouraging.
Yeah.
What was the context?
Again, it was just like it's just like you're for
his handlers.
And exactly. Welcome to the broadcast, Mr. Allen. Also, my esteemed co-host, Mr. Allen. How are you, sir? Welcome to the broadcast. How are you?
Good evening. Salute to you, sir. Salute to you, gentlemen on the panel. Salute to everyone on the chat.
Salute, Mr. Allen.
I studied journalism, right? I didn't really take it too serious, so I didn't take it anywhere. But just for clarity, what is an expletive? What is that? What's the definition of it?
I know I would imagine you use them often, like the fuck shit bitch,
right.
Yeah, all those, yeah.
Kind of describes things, right?
A
little bit. Yeah. So would it be correct to say that this nigger got fired?
Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger.